You're listening to Inside the Department of Defense, a podcast with some of the top stories from around the DoD. More than 3,500 troops, including a Patriot missile battery and an Aegis ballistic missile defense ship, are in Israel to participate in Austere Challenge 2012, the largest U.S. Israeli exercise to date. The command post exercise started last week and will continue for the next several weeks in an effort to build on the long-standing relationship between the two countries, test the cooperative missile defense of Israel, and promote regional stability, said Lieutenant General Craig Franklin.
Make no mistake, the United States is 100% committed to the security of Israel. That commitment drives the goal of this exercise, and that is to test and hone our combined ability to defend against missile attacks.
The exercise hopes to strengthen U.S. Israeli combined capabilities and is not a product of the tensions in the Middle East.
The exercise scenario was clearly driven by the overall situation in the Middle East, but, and I must stress this, it is not related to any specific current events in the region.
For more information on Austere Challenge, visit defense.gov. Military financial readiness is getting attention at the highest levels of government because of a new partnership formed by Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta and Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's Holly Petraeus. Petraeus will lead the effort to ensure the financial health of service members and their families by tackling student loan debt.
This is an opportunity for us to fix an issue that is impacting the financial readiness of the force and causing harm to military consumers. We need to be proactive in addressing problems in the servicing of student loans for members of our military. I think we all saw what happened to military homeowners in the past few years when mortgage lenders consistently failed to give them the protections they'd earned under the Service Members Civil Relief Act.
Government initiatives like the Relief Act and Veterans Assistance Loans protect service members and their families from unscrupulous financial practices and connect them to available resources, said Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta.
The Department of Defense strongly supports these efforts. We're partnering with Holly and her team because the financial health of our force is absolutely critical to our overall military readiness. Service members and their families have unique challenges and opportunities when it comes to their personal finances. They are often targeted by those who seek to profit from their unique circumstances.
Efforts like the increased attention on student loan debt are set to help combat the number one reason service members lose their security clearances: personal finances. Another aid to personal financial readiness for service members, the Department of Veterans Affairs Home Loan Program recently hit a huge milestone in a very special way. The 20 millionth loan was endorsed on October 26 on a Woodbridge, Virginia home by the surviving spouse of an Iraq war veteran and their small son. The signing scene was poignant, with a new tricycle in the driveway and a new house financed by the Home Loan Program. For more about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, visit twitter.com/CFPB military or facebook.com/CFPB military. Hurricane Sandy swept through the East Coast last week, causing massive damage to cities across the eastern seaboard and dumping feet of snow inland. At least 24 states were affected by the superstorm, with widespread flooding, structural damage, and power outages. New York and New Jersey are still reeling from the damage caused from Hurricane Sandy and have been the focus of much of the DoD's relief efforts to date. National Guard units were called in to help the millions of people affected by the storm. On a tour of the aftermath, President Barack Obama explained that the military is actively helping people get back on their feet and the states up and running.
And one of the things that we've been able to do, just to give you a sense of how this is an all-hands-deck approach, we're able to get C-17s and C-130s, military transport planes, potentially to move assets, personnel, to speed up the process of getting power up and running as soon as possible.
Hurricane Sandy is estimated to have caused about $20 billion in damages, making this the second biggest and most costly hurricane in our nation's history. The president emphasizes that the military's relief efforts focus on food, water, power, and people.
Our first priority is water filtration plants, and some other critical infrastructure in the state. For that, we've got emergency generators. We've got a Navy ship that has some helicopters that can help to move assets around the state as well. And so we're going to be working with Governor Christie's office and local officials to identify what are those critical infrastructure, how can we get what's needed as quickly as possible.
In addition to the National Guard unit's response to Hurricane Sandy, several other DoD assets are in affected areas to provide assistance, including the Army Corps of Engineers, Navy Seabees, Marines, and the Coast Guard. If you or someone you know needs help or to file a claim, go to www.fema.org. For more information about the DoD's cleanup assistance, visit defense.gov. You've been listening to news brought to you by the Department of Defense. For links to these stories and much more, visit dodlive.mil or defense.gov.